The Doctor Who Drank Bacteria. Dr. Barry Marshall stared at a glass full of cloudy liquid. Inside were billions of dangerous bacteria that could destroy a human stomach. With no hesitation, he raised the glass and drank the foul mixture. He was about to risk his life to prove a point. Years earlier, people believed that stomach ulcers were caused by stress, spicy food, or bad lifestyle choices. Doctors insisted that no living organism could ever survive inside human stomach acid. It was an established medical rule, and almost no one dared to question it for decades. In 1981, Dr. Barry Marshall was a young physician in Australia. Working alongside a pathologist named Robin Warren, he noticed something strange. They repeatedly found spiral-shaped bacteria inside stomach tissues taken from ulcer patients. Barry began to suspect these bacteria were the real culprit. The scientific community strongly rejected their hypothesis. Senior medical experts openly laughed at Barry's ideas during conferences. They believed the bacteria were just harmless organisms living in the stomach by accident. Nobody wanted to give Barry the funding he needed to conduct formal studies. Barry knew he had to find solid proof to save his patients. Ulcer patients were suffering terribly, undergoing painful surgeries and taking expensive medications that never truly cured them. Barry wanted to demonstrate that simple antibiotics could cure this painful disease quickly and permanently. He tried to test his theory on laboratory animals, but the bacteria would not infect them properly. Time was running out, and the medical community continued to ignore his findings. Frustrated and desperate for answers, Barry decided to turn himself into a human guinea pig. On a quiet morning in July 1984, Barry took a bold step. He extracted bacteria from a sick patient, mixed it into a liquid broth, and swallowed it whole. He kept his extreme experiment completely secret from his wife and the hospital board. Within just a few days, Barry started feeling extremely sick. He suffered from severe nausea, painful vomiting, and total exhaustion. His stomach was heavily inflamed by the growing bacteria. He was suffering greatly, but deep down he knew his experiment was working. 10 days later, Barry went through a painful stomach biopsy. The medical tests confirmed his theory with absolute certainty. The bacteria were multiplying rapidly, causing massive inflammation inside his healthy stomach. He had successfully created an ulcer condition entirely on his own. Barry quickly took strong antibiotics to clear the infection. Within days, his painful symptoms disappeared completely, proving that antibiotics could eliminate the bacteria. He had finally unlocked the secret cause of stomach ulcers, but convincing the world would still take time. Even with clear proof from his own body, mainstream doctors remained skeptical for years. Changing decades of medical belief was an uphill battle. Barry continued publishing research, speaking at international conferences, and treating patients successfully using simple antibiotic therapies. Slowly but surely, other researchers around the world replicated his findings. The evidence became too overwhelming for medical journals to ignore. By the mid-1990s, medical guidelines officially changed, making antibiotics the standard, universal treatment for stomach ulcers worldwide. Barry's dangerous experiment saved millions of people from unnecessary risky surgeries and lifelong suffering. What was once thought to be an incurable condition caused by stress became a simple infection cured with cheap pills. His courageous leap changed modern medicine forever. In 2005, Dr. Barry Marshall and Robin Warren received the highest honor in science, the Nobel Prize in Medicine.
They stood proudly on stage, celebrated by the very medical community that had once mocked them. True science had finally prevailed over outdated traditions. Barry's extraordinary courage reminds us that great breakthroughs often require daring choices. Would you ever risk your own safety to prove the truth to the world? Leave your thoughts in the comments below.